In West Philadelphia, born and raised at the playground is where I spent most of my days chilling out, maxing, shooting some b-ball outside of the park when a couple of guys, they were up to no good, started causing trouble in my neighborhood. I got one little fight. My mom got scared. She said, "You're moving with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air." Boom, 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 boom. I woke up to the blah, 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 blah. Anyway, reading through the comments, I usually just respond by text, but some people, they need a verbal rebuttal. Like Zaity. 9 hours ago, Zaity wrote this. If I was that cop, this is from my speeding ticket video. This is the one that really bothers people because I lost my temper and I cursed at two armed men who impeded my freedom and attempting to steal my money on the side of the road. This is what they get mad about. A lot of people will also say, I was with you all the way until you started cursing at those guys. I started cursing at two armed men who were stealing my money on the side of the road. Think about that. If they weren't wearing costumes and the badges, okay? Take the costumes off and the badges and just put them in jeans, t-shirts, and a gun. And a plain car. And if they pulled over and they did that to you, it wouldn't be considered a traffic stop. In reality, that's called racketeering and extortion by the roadside. So, because they're wearing a costume and a badge, somehow, magically, it's not racketeering and extortion anymore. So, let's read this comment by Zaity. I haven't even read the whole comment, so here we go. If I was that cop, would've, I think he means to say I would've. If I was that cop, I'll fill in your mistakes. If I was that cop, I would have took my gun and shoot you in the head. Okay, so he wants to say here, if I was that cop, I would have taken my gun and shot you in the head. I'll fix your sentences for you. So if he was that cop and he decided to commit racketeering and extortion against me on the roadside and impede my freedom, and I disrespected him and he got all butthurt, he would shoot me in the head with his gun. People like you don't deserve to be in this world. Oh, people like me. Okay. Because why? Because I disrespected a guy who was stealing my money on the side of the road? So you believe that armed men in costumes deserve to be in this world because they stop peaceful people from working, impede their freedom, and steal their money on the roadside. So those are the people you believe should be in this world. And people like me, who was working that day, not bothering anybody, driving in a straight line, safely like I have been for the last 25 years with no accident. I'm the one who doesn't deserve to be in this world. Not the armed men who steal money on the side of the road. Just so I can get this clear, right, Zaity? So here's another one of my favorites. Who are you going to be calling to save your poor, useless ass when you're getting robbed or at gunpoint? Okay, let's see here, because people say this all the time, and it's the dumbest thing ever, because if you knew anything, the saying goes, when seconds count, police will be there in minutes. So if I'm getting robbed, I don't know, again, that's so vague. If my house is getting robbed, I grab my .410 revolver, and I shoot in the general direction of the robber, and then he's either dead or running and bleeding. Okay, I don't pick up the phone. I promise you I don't pick up the phone if my house is being robbed. If I'm being robbed on the street or in my car, I grab my gun because what am I going to do? Grab my cell phone and magically guys in costumes with guns are going to appear like they do in the Allstate or the State Farm commercials or whatever? No, it don't work like that, moron. You need to use reality as a reference point instead of your Blue ISIS propaganda nonsense. So who's going to save my poor ass when I'm getting robbed? I'm going to have to save myself. And listen up, people. You think the police are going to come and prevent someone from hurting you when there's seconds? You know, unless you could tell the robber or the burglar or the rapist, hey man, give me about 20 minutes because Deputy so-and-so is on his way. And then you won't be able to do this to me. Here we go. So right away he says, it's the police I'm going to call. No, I'm not going to call the police. Calling the police can get you killed. I've documented this many times. 2 girls called the police to come help them. They came and killed one of them. They were twins. The guy who stopped me, Corporal Kemping from PCSO, Pasco County Sheriff's Office. He's responded to a silent alarm. He went to a property. There's a huge fence with warning signs everywhere that say dogs, keep out, no trespassing, protected by dogs. What's he do? Hops the fence. Dogs run up to him, and he starts shooting and kills the dog. And then he tries to cop-splain himself, and then, of course, the department finds him innocent. You know. So, calling the police can get you killed. And calling the police on someone else can get them killed and ruin their life, even if they're trying to fix their own car, as I have documented. Maybe you should watch some stuff before you talk. Okay, here we go. Yes, the first cop was a bit rude, but you have no right to curse at them like that. Actually, that's exactly the right I have. The First Amendment says I have that right. For you to say I have no right, you're a moron. The first law in the books is free speech, free press, freedom of religion, right to assemble, and the right to redress government for grievances. It's the first law in the books, dude. I have that right. That's exactly the right I have. Oh, God. Say what you want respectfully, not like a scumbag. So again, I'm the scumbag, not the armed men who are stealing my money on the roadside. Even though I didn't do anything to anybody, didn't hurt anybody, didn't victimize anybody, didn't damage anybody, didn't trespass on anybody, didn't steal anything from anybody. Hurt no one. The second cop was absolutely respectful to you. But what did you do? The second cop was respectful to me, coming up to my window and saying, "Yo, what's your problem, bro?" Because his tiny little pea brain isn't smart enough to know that he's an armed man stealing my money on the side of the road, thinking he's okay with doing that because he's wearing a costume. That's not respectful, dude. He's a co-conspirator, and I'm sorry that you don't live in reality. So, but what did you do? Said, go F your mother, piece of S, etc. Maybe you, I'm thinking he's trying to say your SC mother hasn't taught you how to show some respect. I show respect to people who show respect to me. You understand? If you're going to impede my freedom and steal my money on the side of the road, you don't deserve respect because that's not a respectful action. Listen here, Zaity. If I pulled you over, grabbed my gun, came up to your car and said, sign this ticket obligating yourself to a week's pay, or whatever you make a week, you're going to have respect for me? Or is it because they're wearing a magical costume and a badge? You're so brainwashed, it's disgusting. I didn't even see this part. Come down to Falk Street, NSW, 72/170. I'll break your nose, F-wit. Oh, so first he's going to shoot me in the head because I don't respect armed men robbing me. Here's a question for you, Zaity. Who do I call when armed men are robbing me and they're the police? So when the police are armed and they're robbing me on the side of the road, tell me who I should call. You're an idiot, bro. You're a sheep vagina. That's what you are. You don't understand common sense. You don't understand reality. You're fully indoctrinated into the propaganda of the police. You're a parrot and you're saying everything every other parrot says. Try some critical thinking. Okay? All right, Zaity. You have a good day, Zaity. I hope you understand. And I'm not coming down to Falk Street, NSW 72. What are those coordinates? 72/170. I'll break your nose. Okay. Listen, bro, you see me anywhere and you want to try to attempt violence against me, I promise you I won't be calling the police. You might be calling someone afterwards. Your family might have to call somebody afterwards. But John will not be calling the police. I promise you that. All right. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I love you. I sometimes think these videos are boring. Let me know. Maybe they are. Maybe they're not. But please like, subscribe, hit the thumbs up, click the bell button. Join if you want to join. And if you want one of my pimp coin rings, go to John's Coin Rings on Etsy. All right, guys. Peace and chicken grease.